Right, I'm not breaking any news here, as you well know. Manchester United's attack underperformed a little bit, I would say, last year. And money is an issue, I think, for us. We are in a pretty rough position financially if we don't manage to sell someone. If we manage to sell someone, that can change quite quickly. And we are without Europe. So one of the carrots that United used to be able to dangle is no longer dangleable. So we are looking at not being the most appealing of options out there currently. You've got loans, which would avoid hefty transfer fees. They could be crucial with the constraints that we are going to face this season. And I put together three that I think might be an option for us that could likely go on loan due to their club's willingness to move them on. And I think signing high-profile names on loan isn't easy, but it is certainly possible. Now, considering the quality of some of these options, a loan might not be the worst option to fill the gaps, especially if we don't manage to get a permanent option. So, just in the interest of looking outside the box a little bit, can we find someone that we can get in on loan? First one that I would like to raise to the table then is Randall Kolo Muani. Now, this is a player, if you've watched him, you know he's all about pace, but he is a very versatile forward as well. PSG paid 90 million euros for him just 2 seasons ago, but he has really struggled for consistent minutes since joining him. Now, according to RMC Sport, he will not play another game for PSG unless there is a dramatic turnaround in events. He has spent, since January, on loan at Juventus, after he was told he was surplus to requirements by Luis Enrique. Now, he's been fairly impressive, I think it would be safe to say, since moving to Turin. His loan did give Juventus a straight loan with no option to buy. Being unwanted by Enrique could be the gap that Manchester United need to go and bring somebody in. The loan has expired. There is potential for a deal which makes it extremely low risk for United. And in the midst of us trying to get a deal done for some of the players that we're getting out, some of the ones that are surplus to requirement at United, we know how hard it is to find options and buyers. PSG might be finding themselves in the same sort of place, and that's where United could potentially take advantage. Now, don't think he solves all of our problems, certainly not immediately, and there's absolutely question marks about him, but a loan feels like a very, very low-risk deal to do, especially when it comes to avoiding a high transfer fee. So please let me know your thoughts on him, and I'll move on to our second one. It is hot as balls. I know you know this. We're all feeling it right now. And if you've ever sat through a hot day with an overgrown undercarriage, you know it's not just the weather that's going to get sweaty. Luckily, the good folks at Manscaped have dropped the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, and it's this slick, white hot edition that is finally available across the UK, Europe, and Australia. It's the same top-tier trimmer that's been used by over 12 million lads globally. Now it is available in this crispy, hot, white gold finish that just looks as sharp as it trims. Let's be honest, this isn't just about looking pretty on your bathroom shelf. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is designed to handle your business downstairs. No nicks, no awkward red patches, no drama, just a smooth, safe trim where it absolutely counts. And whether you're refreshing before a big night, heading off on holiday, I just want to feel a little bit more like a bloke that's got his life together, this little beast gets the job done. Use the code Howson, that is HOWSON, at manscaped.com for 15% off your entire order. Go and treat your bits better. Nobody likes a mid-trim mishap. One rogue move and you're walking funny for a week. No, we're not having that. That's where Manscaped's skin-safe technology comes in to help build for those oopsie moments. We don't need that. The blades don't tug. They don't pull. They just glide over your skin like a dream. None of that raw, sandpapery aftermath that you get with the dodgy clippers down the high street. It's simple. There's no fuss. There's no 14-step skincare routine afterwards. You just grab it, tidy it up, and crack on with your day. You can use it in the shower, by the sink, or even when you're packing for your trip. It's compact, it's powerful, and it's not something that you'll be embarrassed to bring along with you. The white and gold finish looks the bollocks. It's white hot looks. It's silky smooth results. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra brings the heat without roasting the balls. Go to manscaped.com, use the code Howson, that's Howson, get 15% off your entire order. That's Howson for 15% off. Stay cool, stay smooth, and leave the burns to the sun. Vlahovic. What year is it? It's a name that's been linked with United for a long, long time. Look, he is a top-tier footballer. His potential was once referred to as unmatched, and his profile is one that matches a striker class that isn't common anymore. He's a bit of a throwback. He has underperformed, and he has not reached anything like the potential levels that we thought he might do. And he's not even rated highly in Italy anymore. However, 9 goals in 21 starts this season, did lose his starting spot to Moani when they brought him in on loan, but 9 goals in 21 starts tells you that there's something there with him. There is growing interest from the Premier League. There is talk that Juventus would be open to selling him for somewhere in the region of 20 to 30 million. And honestly, when you consider that you would have been paying significantly more for every other option you can think of, including people from the Championship, is it worth the risk? Is it worth can someone come and resurrect their career at Old Trafford? Is he the right kind of profile? I think he can be. Is he the right sort of player that could step up at Old Trafford? I think he can be. And I think for the investment, he's a relative low risk kind of option. And again, if a permanent solution isn't found for him, he might be another one that's available on loan. He could easily be a nice temporary tidy fix as a number 9. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere as first choice unless he drops down to quite a low level. I'm talking about your European elite here. But anyone that remembers that initial move to Juventus knows there's a real player in there. His contract has only got 12 months left on it. So you could even take him on loan and take him on a free transfer next season. That is about as low risk as a try before you buy as I've ever heard of one. And then it looks like we've essentially looked at 2 clubs here, and we kind of have. We're going back to PSG, and that's Gonçalo Ramos. Now, this is another versatile, hard-working, and actually bloody good centre-forward that is capable of playing as a focal point either on his own or in a 2-striker system. PSG signed him for 60-ish million 2 seasons ago. Another that has been deemed surplus to requirement, more over injuries and competition in new signings, I think, than anything else. He scored 18 goals last season at a rate of 1 every 90.5 minutes. So damn near it, a goal a game. PSG's tactical shift, though, i.e. using Dembele as a bit more of a false 9, took away his role from him. And he is supposedly being pimped around Europe as someone that they would like to sell. Bruno Fernandes obviously knows him and has praised his suitability for the Premier League, citing his work rate and his potential to be a top striker. That could ease expectations about any sort of transition. And even though he's surplus to requirements at PSG, he is a player that scores goals. He is a player that's got a relationship with people at the club already. I think him falling out of favour is more of a product of their play style rather than his true quality. And I genuinely think that there's an option there. Probably cheaper than what they paid for him too, because they're going to find themselves in the same situation that we're in terms of players that they need to get off their books. So, yeah, between PSG and Juventus and one player that played for both PSG and Juventus, I think there's 3 options there for a striker. Now, none of them are as white hot as Gyökeres has been. None of them have bagged 50 goals. But players that are unfavoured could easily get a little bit of spit and polish at Old Trafford, come with a lower expectation, which I think is probably a really good thing coming into United. Signing a player where you like not sure if he's going to work out and being pleasantly surprised rather than thinking you've just signed an absolute worldie and being absolutely gutted when he's nowhere near it. 3 functional strikers there that could do a bit of a job. 3 very different strikers too, I think it's worth saying. But let me know which one of all of those you prefer. I think if you put a gun to my head and said, which one are you doing? I wouldn't mind seeing how Vlahovic does. Loan, free transfer. I mean, that's good value. No matter, even if like he's not going to be anywhere near as bad as Højlund was or has been. And for the price, I really don't think you can mess with it. I really don't. I think it'll be all upside if you brought him in on loan and then took him on a free the year after. I think that'd be a really, really smart move. But please, let me know in the comments. Any of those that you think could do a job for United? If not, why not? Or do you have any of your own sort of, slightly bruised fruit that might be worth a look at? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.